So here we're going to talk a little bit about parallelism. And before we start that, we need a definition, right? So what is parallelism? Well, parallelism means any part of a sentence with equal importance has to have equal structure, right? That might not mean too much right now, but as we go through some examples, you'll see exactly what that's supposed to mean, okay? Now, the strategy, I think, to see parallelism on this test is to look for words like and or, okay? Because if I have a sentence that says, I'm deciding between this and that, well, this and that in that sentence have equal importance, right? They are the two things that I'm deciding between, all right? So that means they have to have equal structure. Well, what does that mean? Well, I think the easiest way to see that is to go through examples, all right? So here's the first example I have. My parents were deciding between going to Disney and a cruise. Okay? Well, the two things that have equal importance in this sentence are going to Disney and, right, there's my keyword, and a cruise. Now I have to compare those two things. Are they in equal structure? Well, going to Disney is an action, right? It's like actually traveling to Disney, all right? A cruise is just a noun, right? It's a thing. So these are not parallel, right? This is going to Disney in action versus a cruise, which is a thing. So the way I would improve this sentence to make it parallel would be something like, my parents were deciding between going to Disney and going on a cruise, right? That way you have action to action, right? And you have no problem there, okay? Let's see if we can do number 2, all right? Studying math, playing music, and frequent Sudoku keep the mind sharp, all right? Well, in this sentence, what has equal importance? It's the 3 things that are part of the list, all right? So studying math is 1, playing music is the 2nd, and the 3rd is frequent Sudoku. Alright, now are these parallel? Well, studying math, right, again, is an action. Studying math. Alright, playing music, again, an action to play music. The 3rd one is not an action. Frequent Sudoku. Sudoku is actually a noun, a thing. Alright, so to improve this sentence, you might want to say something like, studying math, playing music, and doing Sudoku keep the mind sharp. That way you have action, 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 and all pieces of that list are parallel. And remember the keyword, and. It's what tips us off that we need parallelism. Okay? Now last one, number 3. It is easier to ride a horse than explaining how to ride a horse. Okay? Well, this one, we don't have our keyword and, but we do have 2 things that are being compared. So what are the 2 things that are being compared? Is it easier to ride a horse than explaining how to ride a horse? Okay, the problem is that this is to ride a horse, and this is explaining how to ride a horse. What might be better is to have a sentence to fix it to say, it is easier to ride a horse than to explain how to ride a horse. That way you have the to verb, the to infinitive form of the verb, and the to explain infinitive form of the verb, and those are more parallel than saying to ride a horse than explaining how to ride a horse. Okay, so most of the time on this test, if you see the word and or the word or, it'll mean that you need parallelism in your sentence, right? And then you just have to make sure that every part that has equal importance, so like going to Disney or a cruise, right, are in the same structure. So either both actions, both nouns, right, but are consistent throughout your entire sentence.